There's more adventure later tonight on Fantasy Island, but before that, it's time to meet the Thamesmen.
Yes!
Day two
of Irish Week. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Thamesmen. My name is Alex, and I am currently in Dallas.
Well, we had to think about that. I'm George. I'm in Los Angeles, and we are doing one of our curated weeks.
We're now on day 2 of Irish Week, which is put together by Rich, and we're not going to mention his last name. He's a friend of ours and also a subscriber, so thank you very much, Rich. And he's offering up a platter of the finest Irish music to represent his country to the T.
It's fantastic. And so we started, we had a bonus, we had a promo to start with U2, which was fantastic. We've had Thin Lizzy, was yesterday, and today it is one of my favourite punk bands of all time, Stiff Little Fingers.
And SLF. I think my favourite punk band all time as well. The thing about Stiff Little Fingers is they write, it doesn't matter it's punk, they just write really good songs.
They are amazing. And this was from 1979. We're going to be listening to Alternative Ulster. But I saw them just pre-COVID, like 2018, 2019. They came to LA twice, and I went to 2 shows, and it was unbelievable. Even though they're gentlemen now who are not, they're in their, 50s, 60s, whatever maybe, they absolutely blew the place away. The LA crowds can sometimes be a bit sterile and a bit like, I've got to go early so I missed the traffic. And it was absolutely packed and sweaty and loud and fan-bloody-tastic, So if they ever tour again, if they're touring, go and see Stiff Little Fingers wherever you are, because they are so good.
They did an album, it was called Hanks, Hanx, Hanks, and they did that as a little EP to break into America, and it was cheap, right, because they wanted to break into America. It was like $2.99, and it was an EP. Yeah. That's all I could afford back then, and I bought that, and I played that record to death. And they had Tin Soldier, and they had, Alternative Ulster, and I loved it. And then, they did a second album. They just write exceptionally great songs. And you could play it with an acoustic guitar, and they would be that good,
Yeah. And on stage, they had this presence, like, that real sort of like, one of those people where you just want to watch them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And fantastic. But our friend Rich who is a creative type, has created some amazing notes for us.
Fantastic.
So, shall I read them?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So this is Alternative Ulster, like we said, 79. When punk came over from Britain, it offered Irish youth, especially in the north, a chance to get a break from the violence that was going on in Ireland at the time. So for those who know, very basically, Northern Ireland was in a civil war with loyalist paramilitaries who wanted to stay in the UK, fighting with the IRA, who wanted to join the Republic of Ireland and get the British out. The British state, police and army, were also fighting and in some cases working in collusion with the loyalist paramilitaries. In the middle were a lot of people trying to get on with their lives and look after their families as best they could. In October 78, 2 songs were released in the same week: Teenage Kicks by the Undertones and Alternative Ulster by Stiff Little Fingers. The Undertones in Derry chose to ignore what was going on around them completely and offer a wonderful escape in the form of Teenage Kicks. Teenage dreams are hard to beat, which could have been written anywhere. Stiff Little Fingers from Belfast saw music not only as an escape, but also as a chance to reach across the divide of Catholic and Protestant, Irish and British identities and unite youth tribes in music. Stiff Little Fingers are still doing this, raising money and campaigning for integrated education. The majority of children in Northern Ireland go to schools that are predominantly Catholic or Protestant, continuing the divisions as children and parents don't mix together. This song is a brilliant punk anthem against parents and the establishment messing things up. Lead singer Jake Burns described the song as written in the classic punk mode of having nothing to do, describing the main frustration of youth of the time as the sheer tedium of having nowhere to go, nothing to do when you get there. Ulster in the region of in the region of the island of Ireland that Northern Ireland is in. Ulster is in the region of Ireland. Anyway, so we got it.
Fantastic. And I remember going over to Richard's Stag Do, and we were in Dublin, and it was the first time I had seen, the towers and the
Not in Dublin, did you?
Yeah, it was not Dublin.
Belfast.
Belfast. Oh, Rich, you're going to have to remind us. But it was the first time I saw. I was very drunk at the end. Spicy vodka. It was the first time
you might have seen all sorts of things.
It was the first time I saw it, and when I went to see Rich, I was shocked. Right in the city centres or whatever. But no, this is going to be great. All right, so this is Alternative Ulster, and they were really well written notes. Actually, I learnt a bit there about the Troubles.
So this is them playing live at Rockplast in 1980.
Excellent. All right, let's do this.
Are you ready, sir? Mm-hmm. 3, 2, 1, go. Love that sound.
This is the only life you're gonna have. What we need is all kind of Ulster. Running, taking a charge, and all kind of Ulster. It's not the most that lost, and all kind of Ulster. Not such dirty balls, all kind of Ulster. Oh, play young, dead and bad. They say they're a part of you. That's not true, you know. They say you got control of you. That's a lie, you know. They say you'll never be free.
That was brilliant.
Fucking fantastic. You know the difference between them and other punk bands? They could play.
They could play, yeah exactly. Yeah, and we got to remember, like back then, back 78, 79, you know, we had we'd had the 70s rock, we had the sort of the hair metal rock bands, you know. Punk sounded so different, you know, from everything that was going on around there. And you know, and it was such a reaction to everything else around it, and it was brilliant.
Well,
absolutely brilliant.
Before that we had all this hair and prog rock, and we had people walking around and big jets and ostentatious, and they're walking with capes around like there was some prince, the gods of rock, and they came out with the antidote. They came out with 2.5 minutes of just 3 chords and a barren basic sound. That was it.
Skinny jeans,
everything anti the rock god, you know.
Bad haircuts, everything. It was,
and they had a political message as well, and they were a true punk band. I mean, you know, controversial, but I was reading somewhere about it's Americans. They really think that the Sex Pistols were a real band when they were just a put together boy band, right, by McLaren and dressed by Vivienne Westwood, but they were the real deal that, you know, worked the pubs, and they
Came from the streets
and had a
did
message.
it. Yeah.
And music with a message is unbeatable. You know, it's when there's nothing to kick back and bands lose their way. But they had everything to kick against.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I think Stiff Little Fingers, you know, I could listen to them, you know, we could do more tracks of Stiff Little Fingers, but I think it's probably, you know, it's not for everyone's cup of tea, but it's very Irish and it's very appropriate, I think. So.
Absolutely. And if you know, if you're right, it's so goddamn Irish, you couldn't get anything more Irish. And his voice is so recognisable.
I just love the way they spit the vocals out, you know?
Yeah, that really made my day. So thank you very much, Ireland, for giving us SLF, and thank you very much, Rich, for putting that on the track, for representing Ireland. And what great notes about the undertones, and also the SLF on the same week, you know.
Brilliant. I think that's really interesting. So excellent. So that's day 2 of Irish. So what is day 3 going to hold? You better like and subscribe so you can find out.
Excellent.
I just feel like such a DJ Ham bullshit, you know? Just like, like and subscribe, and then, you know, it'll come to...
No, we've got to do it for charity, mate. You know, like
charity.
For charity, you know. It's just, there they are, the punks. They're kicking against something, they've got nothing. And we're like, and like and subscribe. You know what I mean?
They found us, they'd bottle us.
They fucking... and we deserve to get bottled. Now I'll be going now, just like and subscribe. You know? Excellent. I'll see you on the flip side.
I'll see you on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye.